Okay, I realize that the lighting in here is not set up for something big, it's set up for something small. It's kind of concentrated around the middle there where we would normally be doing our modeling. Now, I can't really reach it too good, but let's assume I had a large piece of plexiglass and I wanted it to be across the front. Well, naturally, there's going to have to be some sort of a little stop all the way around so that when I have the piece cut just slightly smaller than this square opening, it doesn't just fall right in. But I'm just wondering, how am I going to go about keeping it in from falling out? Like it's going to be easy to cut, something like half-inch square to go all the way around the edge here, and it would be in, say, maybe a quarter of an inch. I'm not sure what to do here yet. I'm thinking I'd like to maybe, envision this thing lifted up, and I'm facing it. I'd like to be able to just sort of lift the glass or the plexiglass up, and then sort of lock it in place on the bottom. Now, I know that I could have routed out a groove all the way along the bottom here, but I didn't do that. That might have been the best way to go. It wouldn't have had to have been very deep. Somebody did suggest that. I did think about it, but it's too late now. So that means that I'm going to have to probably have a little piece of wood about quarter by half or something like that. Or no, it wouldn't be half, because the further I have it in this way, the less space I've got, between the plexiglass and the back, and I want as much as possible. So I want to keep, whatever I've got holding the glass in as small as possible. Now there is the thought of having something just fastened on the outside, and it would just sort of twist up and lock over, but that's kind of, I don't know, I don't like that idea. I like the idea of being able to put the plexiglass in and then drop it down, and it'll sort of fall in behind something that's along the edge here. That's my thinking right now anyway. A few minutes ago I went down to my workshop and I cut up some slots, don't know what else to call them, to go along the inside like this, all the way around. Of course they have to be cut to the right length. That shouldn't be too hard. And I'll be using my pin nailer to hold them in place until the glue dries. This is a wonderful little nailer. It's like a brad nailer, only it uses pins. Well, maybe when we do it I'll show you a nice close-up of how it works. However, I'll tell you, I'm getting really sick of doing this. I want to do something different right now, and I'm thinking, let me move this a little bit here. If I can reach it. Did we ever take a good look at this? I don't think we did. I don't think we looked at it really close. I remember when we first got the kit, kind of looking at it. I remember thinking I was a little bit disappointed in it, and I can't remember why. I think maybe it was because of the lack of detail on the little parts, or maybe it was because it was a lot of clear plastic, and I don't like dealing with clear plastic. But I was thinking, let's just leave this for a day or two. And I'm not going to put this together, but let's just have a look at it. It's a 1/200 scale turret, identical to those that were in the Bismarck. At least they probably did the best they can. Well, let's just open it up and see. In the meantime, I'm going to shove this out of the way and, do something different here. Okay, we're temporarily back to normal here. I got all the sawdust vacuumed out of my brown cloth, and temporarily back to normal. The instructions, I believe, are on the back. No, that can't be right. Oh no, I remember now. There's a little pamphlet in here. This is the first time I've looked at this. I forgot there's photo etch. Okay. Alright, now what was I disappointed in? Well, it wasn't the fact that the barrels are actually made of metal. At least I believe they are. It feels like metal. Yeah, the barrels are made of metal instead of plastic, so that's a bonus, I guess. Although I was happy with the plastic barrels that, that came with the Bismarck kit itself. Okay, now let's not get too aggressive with this thing here. A lot of this stuff is looking familiar. It looks like the same kind of stuff that we used on the turrets that are on the Bismarck. Okay, well, there's detail on here. I can see where if a person was to to paint this, you get, looks like pretty much the same detail. So why was I disappointed? I just remember being disappointed. Let's take these out of the packages and I'll set the camera up differently and we'll kind of zoom in on some of these little parts here. And we haven't used the macro lens for so long I've almost forgotten how. In fact, I don't even know where it is. There we go. Okay, our photo etch piece, it's got plastic on both sides. Now, I don't know if I should take that off now or maybe I'll just leave it on. And I do want to be sure and not make the mistake of accidentally taking it off both sides. It's a lot easier to cut if the plastic is on one side. At least I think it is. Now I was noticing that the gun barrels, they almost feel greasy, but maybe it's just that they're so smooth. Anyway, I'll have to be sure and before I try to paint them to wash them off really good and get any grease that might be on there off. Now I'm looking at the little plastic parts here, and obviously it wasn't that they weren't detailed. They seem to be fairly well detailed. So that wasn't my disappointment. I think what I was worried about was the fact that there was a lot of clear plastic. Now, of course, that's the whole idea. You want it to be able to, you want to be able to see through it. But where was I noticing that they've even got the shells? And of course, that would be to scale, so that will give you an idea of how big they really were. Well, I think they were 15-inch on the Bismarck, 15-inch cells, so you can take it from there. Now there's a couple of pieces I was noticing in the clear plastic that I'm not sure what they are. This obviously is the turret, and as I was mentioning earlier, it's got, those I don't think those were rivets. I think there was some kind of special bolt or something that held the plates together. Anyway, they remember they came out quite well on our Bismarck model. The detailing, you could actually tell that they were sort of dimpled. Now I don't know why we have a square piece here. It probably says in the instructions somewhere. Yeah, this is something that a person would not want to be getting the extra thin on, because it won't be clear anymore if you get extra thin on it. So I'll see if we can find those. Okay, here's how the square pieces go. Oh, I see. Okay, it's makes sense now. This would be the base that you would set it on. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually the way part of the Bismarck ship. It's just so that you can set the thing on this part here afterwards. Okay, yeah, it's starting to make sense here now. All right, so we did something different here. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Sitting at the model table, nice and comfortable. Lots of little plastic parts that don't take any effort to pick up. Thanks for watching. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow, and maybe we'll get at that pin nailer. No, don't go clicking your stop button just yet, because I was shooting this scene a few minutes ago to add it, to use as a filler, and my telephone rings. I wasn't going to answer it. I was going to let the answering machine pick it up, because about half an hour earlier I had a call from telemarketing. Yeah, aggravating, isn't it? Anyway, it was Carrie from Cellar Dweller. The Rodney's in. Now, it's too late to go get it this afternoon. Well, I probably could, but it's awful hot outside and I don't feel like driving in the heat. Not that I don't have air conditioning, but still. Yeah, I got other things I got to do yet this afternoon, like get this video up to YouTube. And anyway, tomorrow is Canada Day, so everything's closed. And Thursday, all being well, I'll be going to Cellar Dweller. They'll be open at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I'll be there. And Thursday, we'll have a very interesting box opening, I'm sure. A lot better than what we just had here with our turret. Anyway, enough babbling on here. Just thought I'd let you know. And now, thanks for watching. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.